Seen this crazy ass video on my recommended. I gotta see this shit. I gotta watch this shit.
If every race was in a video game, what would their stats be? Let's start out
with the black.
I bet. We gotta have like, I don't even fucking know. Let me watch the video.
HP, low. Turns out not having great access to healthcare means you don't live as long.
That's
Buffs,
fucked up.
Johnson size. Debuffs, credit score, and fat white women. Strength, I'm gonna say pretty high. Speed,
My credit score actually is good. You know, if you need some tips on the credit score, hit the DM on IG. I got you, bro. I got a 750. Trying to put y'all on that shit easy. It's like paying a monthly subscription.
high, but not high enough to escape their
This is crazy.
masters, apparently. Resistance, awkwardness. Black people are just born with a certain level of swag and have maxed out their support levels. IQ, low. And don't blame me,
Cat.
you're the one skipping school.
Smart as
Sure,
shit.
you come from a single-parent household
Smart
with a
as
father in
shit.
prison and teachers who don't want to put in the effort, but not getting good grades is still your fault. Oh, well, I'm smart. Okay, here's a math problem. You have $250. The stock market goes up an average of 7.5% a year. How much money do you have at the end of the year?
250 go up 7.5%. You're gonna have a good. Let's do that, man. I see I'll go around 25,000. Let me see, am I right though? Is my shit even moving? Let's see, was I right though? 25K. 25K, child. Let's see if I'm right. Around that, like not exactly 25K though. Like I never actually know the full thing I gotta do. I gotta write that math down. But at the top of the hill, let me see. My shit loading like a potato. I'm rendering a video and streaming. And never mind.
The
that
answer
shit
is
said
nothing
18
because
something.
he spent it on new pair of Jordans. Endurance, incredible. I mean, they literally built America. Luck, terrible. To go
What? Huh?
up an average of 7.5% a year. How much money do you have at the end of the year? The answer is nothing because he spent it on new pair of Jordans. Endurance, incredible. I mean, they literally built America. Luck,
That shit was just so fucking crazy. This
Fuck,
nigga
terrible.
is going
go
all
from
in on the black niggas. Hey, all the stereotypes in one video is perfect.
slavery
video.
to
This shit funny
segregation
as
to
hell.
finally getting your own Band-Aid color is pretty unlucky.
I just peeped like a week ago that black people had their own Band-Aid color. I thought that was like some new shit they had. I called my mama and asked her. She told me we been had that shit. And I feel like for them to give us our old Band-Aid color is crazy. But I understand why.
Lucky. Stealth depends. In daytime, it's
I be
terrible.
yapping.
But nighttime, it's max. The only thing you'll see is floating.
Huh?
Stealth depends. In daytime, it's terrible. But nighttime, it's max. The only thing you'll see is floating Sauron eyes with an occasional puff from a Newport. Special
fucked
ability,
up.
better at all sports. Have you seen the top 20 basketball players? It's black eye, black eye, black eye, black eye, black eye, black eye. Random outlier. Black eye, black eye, black eye. Next up, Asians. HP, massive. In the United States, they have the highest life expectancy. Probably because dying isn't nearly as bad as bringing your family shame. Debuffs, sorry Asians, God did you dirty in the Johnson department. Buffs, luckily to balance it out, he made every Asian child size. Strength, in relation to body weight, high. Compared to any black person, low. Speed, average. Unless it's a hot dog eating contest. Then they're an expert in farming. Resistance, proud parents. IQ, Asians are close to maxing out their IQ. I guess having your teacher beat you with a rod, then having your parents beat you with the same rod is a good way to increase work
This is
ethic.
not
Happiness might exist if they had Christmas. You know why Asian
is
kids
not
don't
funny,
believe
bro.
in Santa? Because they're the ones making the toys. Endurance, very high. Working in a sweatshop is hard. And I should know because I've walked a mile in their shoes. Luck, average, which isn't surprising considering most of them are bots. Special ability, invisibility. I don't even know why ninjas wear masks when you can just back up 10 feet into a crowd and completely disappear. Next up, whites. HP, above average. Buffs, jab applications. Debuffs, a girlfriend with no gag reflex. Strength, physically average. Strength and dominating.
Why is he violating us like everybody? Like, why is he doing this?
Jab applications, debuffs, a girlfriend with no gag reflex, strength, physically average, strength in dominating other countries, max, speed, like kids on Adderall, high. Resistance, accountability. IQ, average, as we have the smartest and dumbest people out there. I can't even believe Einstein and Vin Diesel are the same species. Happiness, low. You think it'd be high considering we conquer the world, but with every technological advancement, we just invent new ways to get depressed. Like my magic phone keeps buffering Django Unchained. Ugh, now I know what being a slave feels like. Endurance, average. Luck, max. Aside from being a man in a first world country, you can't get much luckier than being white. Special ability, winning. White people are like a DLC character that's just better than the rest of the cast. Don't believe me? Go to any museum and check out our KD ratio. Next up, Japanese. HP, well, they have one of the highest suicide rates, so very low. Buffs, tentacle porn. Debuffs, strength, pretty high, probably because they have a small hitbox. Speed, above average, unless it involves their Nezuko body pillow, then it's feverish. Resistance, big titties. IQ, very high. Japan is on the forefront of technology. They got bullet trains, bidets in every hotel, and their sex bots don't judge you. This doesn't normally happen to me.
There. You tried your best. Would you like me to eat your butt now?
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Happiness, pretty low, unless you get lucky and have 2 used panties dropped from the vending machine. Endurance, very high. 2 nuclear bombs prove they're good at tanking. Luck, horrible. If you're a girl, you've probably been groped on a train. And if you're a guy, you can't even grope someone without them complaining. Special ability, if you put an unsolved Rubik's Cube in a Japanese woman's... Sorry, this one's really stupid. Okay. If you put an unsolved Rubik's Cube in a Japanese woman's cooter and it comes back solved, she's pregnant. Next up, Koreans. HP, well, their life expectancy is around 83, so very high. Buffs, Gundam style, and BBQ. Debuffs, driving. Strength, it's hard to tell because all the characters use the same skin. Speed, need for. Resistance, feeling loved. IQ, very high. Koreans tend to excel at math. Probably because their dog can never eat their homework. Happiness, Koreans have maxed out their sadness. In America, we're great at ending each other, but South Korea, they're great at ending themselves. Koreans have the highest
Fuck? This shit just keep getting crazier. And it's still 4 minutes of the video left, bro. I don't think this video could get... I don't think this shit can get crazier. But for some reason, I feel like he is gonna prove me wrong.
Slaughter rate, which might be because of their parents.
is
Korean parents
crazy.
are born with disappointment in their children, which is a great motivator if you want your kid to become a CEO, so he can jump from a higher window. Endurance, very high. Every other week, their next door neighbor threatens them with nuclear warfare, and yet they still find a way to dance to shit music. Luck, low. This is considered sexy in South Korea. The dude looks like a big toe that wished he became a person, then decided to have a sex change. Special ability, can lower their frame rate when dancing. Next up, Mexicans. HP, above average. Buffs, manual labor. Debuffs, paying taxes. Strength, high. Cockfighting taught them to go for the jugular. Speed, very high. Can complete any construction project in half the time of a white person. Resistance, birth control. IQ, low. If they were smart, they'd kidnap their racist farm owners, unionize, pool their money together, buy the farm they're originally working on, then hire another poor race to do the work. Happiness, pretty high, which is surprising
What?
considering they spend most of the game completing escort missions. Endurance,
Oh my
max. You ever
God.
seen a Mexican not hustling? You can call them drug dealers, criminals, bums, and they'd still be like, si senor, so the whole lawn and the hedges? Luck, terrible. You're so close to America, and yet so far. Special ability, border crossing. Next
What
up,
the
Indian.
fuck?
HP, well, they believe in reincarnation, so I guess that means they maxed out their HP. Once it goes to 0, the game just resets with a new character. Buffs, Krishna. Debuffs, reality. Strength, it's
Bro.
gotta be high if they can drink their
I thought
water
this
and
shit
not
could get
instantly
no
get
crazier.
diarrhea. Speed, slow. Too many people are playing Train Simulator, causing it to lag. Resistance, spicy foods. IQ, average. They recently landed a rocket on the moon, and yet half their population can't even spell rocket. Happiness, low. There's no such thing as your own room in India. Half their population...
I started yawning when I wanted to laugh, bro, and I just couldn't get it out. Almost choked.
Can't even spell rocket.
This shit said I heart ramen, bro. Bro, this nigga is so fucked up, bro.
Rocket. Happiness,
Why,
low.
bro?
There's no such thing as your own room in India. Just a spot on the ground. Endurance? Well, if we're talking about keeping their wife in check, then it'd be
is
max.
fucked
Luck,
up.
very low. India is one of the most densely populated places on the planet, and they only have like 7 toilets. Special ability, can respawn with a different character. And lastly, Native Americans, who are in desperate need for a buff. Their HP is very low. They have the worst life expectancy out of all the races. Probably because a shaman shaking maracas doesn't help cure cancer. Buffs, peace pipes. Debuffs, spawn camping. Hey, what are you doing on my land? Strength, low. You know what beats a bow and arrow? Any gun. Speed, very low. Which would you rather? 1 horsepower or 640? Resistance, fast travel. IQ, low.
That
If
shit was
Pocahontas
funny.
was smart, she would have blown her way to the top. Honey pot the enemy into revealing some of their war plans. But instead, she was too busy getting her clam wet, as her people were the ones actually getting fucked. Happiness, Depends how good my trip is. Endurance, very low. I'm pretty sure there's only like
This is
14 left.
fucked up.
Luck, low. That dream
What?
picture isn't preventing nightmares. It's making you live one. And special ability, obviously, tax-free land. So after crunching the
my
numbers,
God.
I can safely say the race with the best stats is... the whites. Obviously, we always win. Sure, other stats may be better, but there's no patch notes for how broken we are. So that's my vid on which race has the best stats.
This
Special
shit.
thanks to @user dash... It looks like he threw his face on the keyboard for giving me this idea. As soon as I read it, I knew I had to do it. It's just so perfect for this channel. And just remember, if you can't get it up, it doesn't mean you're not a man. It just means you're buffering. Wait, I have some delicious updates. So many of you know I started this channel around 9 months ago, and after making 80 videos, I've spent about $25,000. Now, to me, it's 25 grand well spent, as I'm super happy with how these videos have come out. I mean, who else is making videos about how to touch your first boobie or how to increase the size of your Johnson? Nobody! One, because most people don't have the talent for it, and two, because advertisers don't like it. You see, most people will make generic 8-minute original here in however censorship, and therefore are causing them to pay billions in
You
fines.
chatting, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
They're
this
like, well, what is
video
that?
Was fucking insane. I thought this shit couldn't get no worse. This shit got worse. Ain't gonna lie, bro. The stereotypes in this shit is crazy, bro. And the ones for black people was just like so fucked
What their
up
stats be?
on so many different levels. I ain't gonna lie. That shit crazy.